Alan Watts, the man, the myth, the philosopher. This guy was like the og of self-help gurus, way before it was cool. He was born in England, but spent most of his life in the US, dropping knowledge bombs left and right. He was all about living in the present moment and finding the joy in life. So buckle up, folks, because I'm about to drop 7 of his best lessons ever. Lesson 1. Are you stuck in your head? Do you ever feel like you're stuck in your own thoughts, like you can't escape your own mind? Alan Watts teaches us that we don't need to be a prisoner of our own thoughts. The solution is to simply let go and be present in the moment. By doing so, we can experience true freedom and peace. Once, Alan was walking in the woods when he came across a stream. He stopped to listen to the sound of the water flowing, and suddenly felt a sense of peace wash over him. In that moment, he realized that sometimes all we need to do is let go and be present to find happiness. Lesson 2. The illusion of control. Do you ever feel like you need to be in control of everything? Alan Watts teaches us that the illusion of control is just that, an illusion. The solution is to surrender to the flow of life and embrace the uncertainty. By doing so, we can find peace in the present moment and trust that everything will work out. Alan once compared life to a river. He said that just like a river flows where it wants to go, we should let life take us where it wants to go. By surrendering to the flow, we can find the beauty in the journey. Lesson 3. The problem with judging others. Do you ever catch yourself judging others? Alan Watts teaches us that when we judge others, we're really just projecting our own insecurities onto them. The solution is to practice compassion and understanding. By doing so, we can create a more loving and accepting world. Alan once told a story about a man who went to see a wise man to learn the secret to happiness. The wise man said, "Remove I and want, and happiness remains." The man didn't understand, so the wise man explained that when we remove our own desires and ego, we can see others clearly and find true happiness. Lesson 4. The art of letting go. Are you holding on to resentment, anger, or sadness? Alan Watts teaches us that the art of letting go is essential to finding peace and happiness. The solution is to acknowledge our feelings and then release them. By doing so, we can free ourselves from the burden of negative emotions. Alan once said that holding on to negative emotions is like holding onto a hot coal. We may want to throw it at someone else, but in the end, we're the ones who get burned. By letting go of the coal, we can free ourselves from the pain. Hey you! Want to upgrade your life? Of course you do. Because I'm feeling many people want to deep dive more into these teaching. So I found the best speakers and their best lesson. I've created this free one-page PDF talking about the 33 greatest lessons ever from the greatest philosophers, motivational speakers, and spiritual leaders of our time. But don't take my word for it. Download it now and see for yourself how just one of these lessons is exactly what you needed to hear to totally transform your life today. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Today, if your day to level up. Lesson 5. The Beauty of Impermanence. Do you ever feel like everything is temporary and fleeting? Alan Watts teaches us that the beauty of impermanence is what makes life so precious. The solution is to embrace the present moment and cherish the experiences we have. By doing so, we can find joy in the journey, even when things are tough. Alan once said that life is like a dance, and that we should enjoy it while we can. Just like a dance, life is temporary, but it's the experience that matters. Lesson 6. The Power of Now. Do you ever find yourself constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past? Alan Watts teaches us that the power of now is what matters most. The solution is to focus on the present moment and let go of our attachment to the past and future. By doing so, we can experience true freedom and joy. Alan once said that the present moment is the only moment that truly exists. He compared it to a camera, where the present moment is the only frame that's actually in focus. By focusing on the present, we can experience the fullness of life. Lesson 7. The Connection Between Self and Universe. Do you ever feel disconnected from the world around you? Alan Watts teaches us that there is no separation between ourselves and the universe. The solution is to embrace our connection to all living things and find joy in the interconnectedness of life. Alan once said that we are all like waves in the ocean. Even though we appear separate, we are actually part of the same ocean. By embracing our connection to the universe, we can find a sense of belonging and purpose. And because you made it this far, here is a bonus lesson. Bonus lesson: the value of play. Do you ever feel like you're too busy to have fun? Alan Watts teaches us that play is essential to our well-being. The solution is to embrace our inner child and find joy in the simple things in life. By doing so, we can experience true happiness and fulfillment. Alan once said that life is a game, and that we should enjoy playing it. He compared it to a child playing with a toy, where the joy comes from the act of playing, not from the outcome. And now it's story time with Alan Watts' most memorable and funny stories he shares. In one of his talks, Alan Watts shared a story about a man who was trying to find enlightenment by climbing a mountain. When he reached the summit, he had a profound spiritual experience and felt that he had finally achieved enlightenment. But when he started to climb back down the mountain, he slipped and fell, injuring himself. As he lay there in pain, he realized that enlightenment was not something that could be achieved through effort or striving, but was always present in every moment. In another talk, Alan Watts shared a story about a group of monks who were trying to reach a state of pure consciousness by meditating in a cave. After many years of intense practice, one of the monks suddenly had a breakthrough and experienced a state of pure awareness. But as he was leaving the cave, he tripped and fell, and in that moment he realized that pure consciousness was not something that could be attained by escaping from the world. but was always present in the midst of life's ups and downs. In a third talk, Alan Watts shared a story about a man who was trying to find happiness by pursuing success and material possessions. He worked hard and accumulated a lot of wealth and status, but still felt empty and unfulfilled. One day, he met a wise old sage who told him, "Happiness is like a butterfly. If you chase it, it will always elude you. But if you sit quietly and wait, it will come and land on your shoulder." The man realized that he had been chasing happiness in all the wrong ways, and that true happiness could only be found by letting go of his attachment to external things and simply being present in the moment. So there you have it, folks, 7 of Alan Watts' best teachings ever. Remember, life is a journey, so don't take it too seriously. And always remember to laugh along the way. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Legendary Lessons. Here are more similar videos that I've made for you to enjoy to learn more and grow your wisdom. From science to spirituality, from technology to philosophy, we've got you covered. Keep exploring and keep learning, and please share a few words below on what you learned, also how we can make these videos better, or an author you will like to see here.